welcome to VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner on Tuesday, the 30th of September. It's the end of the month, and I'm back in London, and actually Paul's wandering around somewhere. There is a bit of news out today. Actually, there's news out on Mkango, Cornish Metals, strategic minerals, just to name but a few. There's a few other things as well. And of course, we've had changes at the top at Barrick with Mark Bristow stepping down. I'm sure Paul will have a view on that. But in the meantime, just bumped into the CEO and president of Guanajuato Silver and James Anderson. Morning, James. We're going to grab you for 5 minutes.
Good morning, Andrew. Happy to be grabbed.
Yeah, obviously, we last saw each other in Guanajuato when I was visiting your mine back in August. You're over from Vancouver. What are you over for, James?
Do some marketing. I think the precious metal markets and the precious metal equity markets are so strong. We try and do marketing when it's going to work well, and I think right now there's an audience there to listen to our story.
Yeah, and you've got quite a tour lined up, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, that's right. The markets change quickly, as you know, Andrew, and right now, people want to hear the story. They're excited, to see what's new in Guanajuato Silver and how that's affecting our, not only operations but our stock price.
Yeah, I mean, you're going all around Europe, so hopefully you'll get a lot of traction. This is the start of your tour, so if you want to get in before all the rest of Europe gets in, now's your chance. Now, look, you must be pretty happy with the silver price up above $46. What's the sort of impact it's having at the moment, James, with this huge rally, which, by the way, I think is going to continue right up to 70?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think you and I have seen this sort of thing in the market, at different times in our careers, Andrew. You anticipate something happening, and you anticipate something happening for several years, and it doesn't really happen, and then all of a sudden it happens almost overnight. And that, is my description of the silver market. We know that for the last 4 years that the silver market has been in deficit. I've thought that would impact price sooner than it has, but over the last 3 or 4 weeks only, we've had silver go from about $33 to about $47 yesterday. I expect that there will be a pullback at some point, but historically, silver doesn't necessarily have to do that, and maybe it just keeps on going. I think it's very hard to tell, and I wouldn't want to make a bet on it.
Yeah, no, look, we think it's going to carry on. We see gold eventually heading $5,000 and silver hitting 70. But look, obviously, it's very good news for you because it helps your cash flow. But it also, hopefully, you've got a lot of exploration work out there, but also you've got the ability, haven't you, to do more consolidation around Guanajuato City. And my guess is that with
all of the above.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm sorry, Andrew. Go ahead.
No.
All of the above. We put out some exciting exploration news about 2 weeks ago. Expect more of that from a different project. We like to put out the exploration news from one of our mines at a time rather than several. I think it's easier for people to digest and understand. We put out news from exploration news from our San Ignacio mine a couple of weeks ago. Expect more from another one of our mines within the week. So that's exciting. And in terms of additional consolidation around Guanajuato, that is that's something that we've looked at. We wanted to do. The whole basis of Guanajuato Silver is the consolidation of one of the great silver mining districts in human antiquity, and that continues. And we're going to be looking for opportunities to do that in the future.
Consolidation, actually, as I did my trip around Mexico in August, it's what everybody's talking about. So it's not just yourself, but clearly it's easier when you've got silver price up at this level. People are more interested in talking and doing deals. So I think I see it all as very positive. Again, this is just a 5-minute morning miner, so we'll sort of wrap it up. It's always good to grab you. But your stock's up 250% year to date, so it's been a great success. So well done. Just what is it that you want to say to people? No, actually, we're going to double again and double again.
Well, I think what I would want to say to people, keep asking me, so what's next, James? And I like to answer more of the same. I think that there are opportunities for us, separately and individually and specifically as Guanajuato Silver, to be able to do some additional consolidation within central Mexico. Your point, though, I think is well taken, Andrew. There are opportunities for other small and mid-size miners in Mexico to be able to consolidate with one another as well.
James, really good to bump into you. Good of you to pop onto the 5 Minute Morning Mine. I think I found Paul now, so I'm going to have to go and talk with him, but I'm sure we will be speaking with you anon.
Okay, say hi to Paul for me. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I found Paul. Hi, Paul. How you
Hi,
doing?
good. Very fine. Thanks. Very fine.
Goody, goody. Right, we've got a few things to talk about. Actually, quickly after that quick chat I had with James Anderson, but so we'll go very quickly, so it's not too long a podcast. Let's just start a little bit down. What do you want to mention? Mark Bristow stepping down from Barrick.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing is that both the two largest gold producers, Barrick and Newmont, have essentially announced the step downs of their CEOs on the same day. We had Tom Palmer stepping down from Newmont, and we had Mark Bristow stepping down from Barrick as CEO. Over on the Newmont side, Natasha Viljoen, who had been CEO since 2023, is stepping in to the role there. So that would be a woman at the top of Newmont for the first time in more than 100 years and that sort of thing. And otherwise, the COO from Barrick is also stepping up in as an interim CEO at this point in time. So it's a change at the top. And just to remind investors that it's both of these companies which are part of the Nevada Gold Joint Venture, which is involved with the gold rush and the the 4 Mile mine developments there in Nevada. And it was Barrick that specifically that was talking up about 4 Mile at the Denver Gold Conference in Colorado Springs, being probably or more than likely will become the largest gold reserve that's been found in the last decade or so, to be in the tens of millions of ounces once it's drilled out. So it'll be interesting to see how they negotiate that final joint venture agreement on 4 Mile, because that is still pending, but is otherwise that timing of that negotiation is under the control of Barrick at this point.
Yeah, it's quite interesting timing because if we're at the start of a massive bull market, you'd think they'd want to run with it. But there you go. Maybe they see things differently from us. Right, we've got a bit of news out on Cornish Metals. The PEA is another PEA. They're always doing PEAs, these bloody Cornish mining companies. I think it's come out at 180 million with an IRR of 20% pool. But the trouble is, the market cap's already 100 million. What's the upside from here?
Well, the upside is going to have to be on drilling out the additional mine life, I think, at this point in time. And they'll have to demonstrate, first of all, that they can get this mine into production at both under budget and also without any particular production hiccups on a restart of this old mine. So I think that those are the two things. But it's not going to be a short-term big gainer. It's going to be something to go for some years as far as investment returns for shareholders.
I think that's right. It's still got quite a lot of money to raise in order to build the process plant, etc. Whereas Strategic Minerals today came out with interims. They are making money because they've got Cobra, which is cash flow for them. It's a completely different game, of course. And actually down in Cornwall, I think the exploration side in many ways is better than the big boys of Cornish Metals and Tungsten West, because all they've got to do is find it, dig it, and sell it. You don't need to build a process plant because they have two process plants at either end of the county already built for them. But any comment on that, Paul?
Only to say that you read that right. I think is since there's processing plants with excess capacity, it does save the companies money in order to deliver to those plants. So the point is here is how can they get their mines prepared, financed and prepared in order to deliver to them.
Yeah, I mean, they're drilling away. And obviously the one that we follow is Tamar Minerals, which has a similar strategy. You just need to get them drilling away as well. But those are the ways that I would play the Cornish mining market. Now, a little bit of news out on Mkango, which everybody loves. It's hyper-mag yet again, more positive things there. The trouble is, I think it's probably all in the market now. I mean, they keep coming out with good news, I know, but it is quite a large market cap. Any comment there, Paul?
I would agree with you on that as well. As now it's about delivery, because I don't see a whole lot of additional upside here, just based on individual news releases at this point.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
I've got, except for the gold price and the silver price running so nicely.
Well, we've been saying it all year, haven't we? And, our predictions are coming very true, and we still think there's a lot of upside to come. And I think you'll see tin follow it up, tungsten follow it up, copper follow it up. This is the new world we're in. So keep on buying. On that note, thank you very much. And thank you, James, for coming on earlier.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.